PC Luke Cameron is a schools link officer based in Eyemouth and covers the nearby area. As well as teaching pupils about the law, he also carries out preventative work to reduce crime.
That could be dealing with incidents that arise, if there's a fight, if there's someone's had some property stolen, incidents of hate crime, etc. Doing inputs, educational inputs to support their curriculum. They have the PSE curriculum there at the schools where they cover well-being and health and safety and all these sorts of things. And sometimes it's helpful to have a bit of police expertise on that. So one of the most common inputs I do is internet safety, but I can also cover road safety, drugs awareness, mainly around the legislation.
Well, today, PC Luke Cameron is about to teach a class of Eyemouth and Ayton pupils about staying safe online. And there's no better way to teach than to demonstrate. The class splits into two and is divided by a screen. One person at each laptop has to ask and answer questions, and when the time is over, they have to guess who they've been speaking to. A fun game with a serious message about talking to strangers online.
I felt like it could have been any of them, but I feel like some of the stuff that they're typing, you could find out who it was.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. I feel like I know a bit more about online people and safety.
If they're lying, it's quite hard to tell, but it's just the way that they say some things. Like, you can tell who it is by what they say, but you can't, really tell.
That we have to be safe online, even though, if you think there's someone, but they're really not, and you just want to be friends with them, but don't.
Luke's role is also about building a relationship with local children. So if they need to speak to an officer, there's someone they regularly see and trust, and it's less scary to speak up.
When I was at school, we didn't have that connection with the police, and they were they were so set aside and they were inaccessible to children, really. And you always had a bit of fear, whereas I think PC Luke Cameron comes in and he comes to events in the school. He is just another one of those adults that you can talk to.
Today's lesson was about online safety. Tomorrow's might be about antisocial behaviour, toxic masculinity, knife crime or bullying. And it is proving to be time well spent.
I've had incidents where children have come and disclosed stuff to me following an input or not long kind of after an input, which is to me is success. It's, as you say, it's quite hard to quantify. Like, how can you measure what you prevent rather than what you've dealt with? But yeah, I've dealt with a few incidents of online bullying, online child exploitation. There's an incident which I probably can't speak about the full detail of, but where a child was being groomed online, and then they've come to me, they've disclosed that, and we've been able to send that away to the relevant force where that was originating from.
And it doesn't stop in the classroom. When the holidays get underway, Luke and his fellow officers will be out on patrol, helping to keep the local children on the straight and narrow. Isla Todd, ITV News, Eyemouth.